So this session is going to be very quick. Each speaker is going to have 90 seconds, which I'm going to rigidly enforce. There's going to be no Q&A. The Q&A you can go and ask each poster presenter questions about their posters afterwards, at their posters, or during the conference. So without further ado, we'll move on. So the first poster presenter is Kate McCready, who's the Director of Content Services at the University of Minnesota Libraries. And I'm going to hand over to Kate and start the watch.
Hello, good morning. So on the night of November 8th, we had a new president in the United States, and that night, Professor Erica Lee, who's pictured there, she awoke 7 to 8 times that night. And each time she woke up, she wrote down another idea of something she had to do. As the director of the Immigration History Research Center, she felt she had to do something to provide awareness and education about immigration history, policy, and the experience of being an immigrant. One idea she had was to create an online syllabus in the vein of the crowdsourced syllabus, the rape culture syllabus, or the Standing Rock syllabus, if you're familiar with those, to gather scholarly resources together to help others who wanted to teach about immigration, which opened the door for us in the University Libraries Publishing Services to begin working with one of our most notable scholars. We met within days, and we had about 2 months to work to gather these resources together. She formed a team to identify the resources, and then in the libraries, publishing services, and e-learning support services, we built the site on WordPress, and we worked to find open access copies of all the materials. When we couldn't find them, we worked with the publishers to try and open up the content. We weren't entirely successful, but we published it on the inauguration day. For the second edition, we're working with the scholars to create original content to have an open access monograph of the materials, and we hope to have that completed by the end of 2018. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Heather Staines. I'm the Director of Partnerships for Hypothes.is. I'm losing my voice, apologize. Hypothes.is is a non-for-profit, open source, annotation collaboration technology. We're working with publishers, educators, researchers, and journalists to annotate all knowledge across the web. You can get a free account from our website. You can take it and use it to annotate anything across the web, to make private annotations, public annotations, or create collaboration groups on the fly across PDF, HTML, EPUB, and data. We also do entity extraction. Any annotations made on one version appear on the other versions, and if you have content on multiple platforms, annotations will appear there as well. In February of 2017, the W3C, the standards body for the web, approved annotation as a web standard. So in about a year, browsers will come with annotation capability built in. Just like you select your default search engine, you'll be able to select your annotation client. But don't wait until then. Since we're an open source company, you can take the code from our site, embed a line of JavaScript on your site, and make annotation visible to your readers. If you want to work with us to make something a little bit more custom, like a publisher-branded moderated group that's visible by default on your page, we can help you do that, and we can even connect into your account system. Annotations being used for peer review, post-publication discussion, and creation of additional content. We have an easy pricing model that depends on how many documents you want to deploy Hypothes to across the web. We started a foundation called the Annotating All Knowledge Coalition. We have 70 publisher technology partners and universities. It's free to join. We're having a face-to-face meeting on October 24th, co-located in Berlin before the FORCE meeting. Come and ask me more if you'd like to participate. Thank you.
Greetings from Singapore. I teach at the Nanyang Technological University there. Now, things started when we chanced upon an article by Boyer, and the article is entitled "The First Calculus Textbooks," and it was published in a mathematics teacher in 1946. Now, in this article, it mentioned that the earliest calculus textbook was published all the way back in 1696. I won't attempt to pronounce the title nor the author, but just to note that it's, calculus textbooks are very, very, very old. So since 1696, hundreds of calculus textbooks have been written and published, and several of these textbooks have undergone many, many editions. One of them is Thomas' Calculus, the 14th edition. I did not choose this example at random. This example was chosen because at the university, we have a complete set of this textbook from the first edition to the 14th edition. And what we noticed was that actually many of the questions have been repeated. In some editions, the questions were used as examples, fully worked out examples, and in other editions, they were merely questions. They were switched around and so on and so forth. We noticed that really in the last 60 to 70 years, really there's no change in the content of a calculus textbook. It's pretty much the same. And so, we were surprised that textbooks are still sold at such a high price, although most of the content is really rehashed. And you can see that the content there is amazing. It's $210. So what we did was we put the questions in a digital library, and we called it the Mathematics Digital Library. So do approach me if you want the URL. Thank you.
Good morning. This poster is about aims at presenting the LusOpenEdition project, some of its goals and achievements. LusOpenEdition is an open access initiative conducted in Portugal since 2011, thanks to a partnership between OpenEdition France and CRIA, a Center of Anthropological Research in Portugal. LusOpenEdition provides the Portuguese-speaking academic community with OpenEdition platform, training, and communication services regarding open access. And LusOpenEdition community is now more than 50 publisher, editorial teams, and researchers in Portugal, Brazil, and Angola. So we organize training session, communication initiative, and conference on open access and publishing policies to bring together researchers, editors, and librarians, and to think about the way of doing and communicating science now. LusOpenEdition is also an important tool for the internationalization of journal and publisher, namely in Portuguese-speaking country. We support and advise publisher in their digital development, and agenda for the next month will be the evolution of the platform review.org that is becoming open edition journals. And finally, LusOpenEdition is rooted in a more global project supported by OPERA, a research infrastructures for open scholarly communication. Thank you.
Countries in the developing world face many challenges related to health, climate change, urban migration, and many other things. For these to be properly addressed, it's vital that Southern researchers can publish their research and for it to be discoverable by both local and international researchers. Ensuring the high-quality Southern journals are trusted and part of a local and global scholarship. It's essential for redressing scholarship imbalances and helping sustainable development goals to be achieved. INASP and AJOL are very proud to be launching here today the Journal Publishing Practices and Standards on the booklet there. We're launching it at this meeting. The JPPS has over 100 assessment criteria, which are based on extensive research of international publishing standards. These criteria measure factors such as the amount of information included on a journal's website, the transparency and robustness of their peer review process, and other ethical and archiving policies. The result will be 6 badges that are displayed there to inform and reassure authors and readers about reputable journals. More importantly, it will also provide guidance to the journal editors on how to improve the quality of their journals. So this is building on work that INASP has done for the last 25 years. So I welcome any questions at my poster. Thank you.
Dear COSP delegates, thank you very much for having me here. I'm Andrea Bertino, a trainer, philosopher, and reader of books. There are many ways to interact with books, physically or digitally. Digital support for the scholarly monograph is what Hypothes is doing, especially with what the internet offers and together with wide established open access platforms that you might already know. For the scholarly monograph, we'll improve usability with DOE and ORCID, enhance their content with entity recognition, and we will enable their annotation. We will look into improving their certification by giving standardized information on the peer review process, and we will improve the measurement of their impact on the scientific community and on the public. We want to make sure that publishing monographs on our platforms will not only be a choice for high-quality open access, but also, and above all, for a more efficient way to read, investigate, write, and publish in two disciplines that rely on the book. Hypothes is a project in Horizon 2020 program and has 9 partners from France, Germany, Greece, Italy, the Netherlands, and the United Kingdom. The project is going to integrate 5 open access publishing platforms together, and those will contribute to make European open science great. Come and talk to me or to my colleagues at our poster. Thank you very much.